Hi, good day. So we're doing January 2021 paper 3, right? Now they said in this question, the diagram below shows a container of length 3A. They told you what 3A is, that John made to store cooking oil. The cross section of the container is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral just means all sides are the same. So if we look from this side to this side is also A, and from this side to this side is also E. You can put a little line that just tells you all sides are equal. All right. Then they're going to say, right? So now they said that, and now they said an enlarged diagram of the triangular cross section. This just means they take out the top part, or you're looking from above, right? You're looking from above. You're standing up and looking down from above the of the this storage for cooking oil, right? Of the container shown below. We know this is A. This is our equilateral, so this is also A. This is also A. We are seeing that at 90 degrees, right? Just take note of that. Find the perpendicular height in terms of A. So first off, if they're talking this center here, from here to here is half. So this is a half E. So now as soon as we see this 90 degrees, you think of, or if you say a 90 degrees triangle, you think of Pythagoras theorem, right? Which is, Pythagoras theorem is A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, where C is your hypotenuse, and A and B are your other sides. Right? So if we look at this, our hypotenuse is actually, let me just draw it out so you guys can see it. It is actually this side right here. This is opposite your 90 degrees. So this arrow, let me put it in red so you guys could recognize it. Right? That arrow or that line that you see, that is your hypotenuse. So my hypotenuse is equal to A. My other side, you can either label it A or B. I'm going to label it A. So A, not A. That might confuse you guys. So your hypotenuse is A. And B, right, is equals to half A. And C, not C, and A in your formula is equals to your height. Right, so let's put that down here. So we know that it is a right angle triangle. So we can say a half A all squared, which is one of the sides, plus H squared, which is your next side, is equal to C squared, right? But in this case, your hypotenuse is A squared, right? They told you to find the perpendicular height in terms of A, meaning make H the formula, the subject of the formula. So first off, a half A squared, a half A all squared is a half A multiplied by half A, which is 1/4 A squared plus H squared is equal to A squared. Then we are going to make, we're going to carry this across, so it's going to be H squared is equal to A squared minus 1/4 A squared. So you carry this across. So both of them, although we're not seeing it, there's a 1 here. So 1 minus 1/4, so A squared is equal to 3/4 A squared. It's basically saying, if we say A is an apple, one apple minus 1/4 apple is equal to 3/4 apples. Right? So this is 3/4. Right? So let me just erase this. This is just to show you guys how I got 3/4 A squared. Alright, then after this, we want to make H the subject. So it is going to be the square root. So H is now the square root of 3/4 A squared. Now you can leave it like this, or you want to break it down further. You can say H is equals to 3/4, the square root of 3/4 multiplied by the square root of A squared, right? Now, we know 3/4, H is equals 3/4 can also be broken down to the square root of 3 multiplied by the square root of 1/4. Because 3/4 is the same thing as saying 3 multiplied by a quarter. Okay, guys? Multiplied by the square root of a squared. Now let's find the square root. We can't find the square root of 3 because we'll get remainders. So we'll leave this as square root of 3. The square root of a quarter is what multiplied by what would give you a quarter? A half. A half multiplied by a half is a quarter. So this would be multiplied by half multiplied by the square root of a squared is a. So this is now we get h is equal to the square root of 3a all over 2. And this would be your answer. You can either leave it like this, or you can leave it as saying h is equal to the square root of 3/4a squared, right? Now, it depends on what you want to do, but it's best to break it down to the lowest term, right? All you have to do is remember you can break up your multiplication into specific numbers, right? So, yeah, so you'll get the square root of 3a, or the square root of 3 over 2a, right? I don't want to put over a. This is a. Hold on. Over 2a, right? And this is what h is. Right, so now let's do should be. It said show that the area of a rectangular cross section in terms of a is 3/4 a squared. Now, if we recognize, right, area of a square is base multiplied by height, all divided by 2. Right, your base in that triangle is a. If we go back at your triangle, the equilateral triangle, your base is a and your height is what we found there. So it is a multiplied by height, which is root 3 over 2 by a, right? And this is all divided by 2, right? Right, so then after we get this, right, this is the same thing as saying a by the root 3 over 2a is root 3 over 2a squared all over 2, which is root 3 over 2a squared divided by 2, which is root 3a squared over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, because remember this is 2 over 1, right? And then we have root 3a squared over 2. 2 by 2 is 4, sorry. Right, this is equals to 4. We have shown that already. Look at that. It's root 3 over 4 all a squared. And they said, so we showed that the cross section in terms of a is this, and they told you that root 3 over 4 is 0.4333. So we can always say that this is equal to 0.433 a squared. And this would be your answer. So you showed it, and then you could say, well, when they gave you what is root 3 over 4, which is 0.433 a squared. And that is your answer. Guys, 1 second. Anyway, right. Right, so that is the answer right there. Alright, so let's do the next one. Is this recording? Yeah. So they said determine in terms of A the volume of a container. And I told you guys that your volume is your area of your cross section multiplied by your height. Your area of your cross section is what we have above, which was 0.433 a squared multiplied by your height. Your height is 3e. If you went above, you know that your height is 3e. Right? And when we multiply this, this is going to be equal to 1.299. You just multiply the numbers, and then a squared by a is equal to a cubed, which is approximately 1.3 a cubed, and that is your answer right here, 1.3A cubed. You just need to remember when they ask you for volume, it is the area of your cross section multiplied by the height of the, in this case, it was an oil container, right? Now let's look at this. Given that A is equals to 10, calculate the depth of the oil in the container when John pours 800 centimeters cubed. Okay, so first off, we know that the volume is root 3 over 2A squared. Right, from above, we knew that your volume was root 3 over 4A squared. We're not using what they told you was 0.4433. We're using the actual value, right? So root 3 over 4A squared multiply by your height. Right? They told you that A is equal to 10. We know that your height is equal to 3A, so height is equal to 3 multiplied by 10. So your height is equal to 30, and A squared is going to be 10 multiplied by 10, or 10 squared, which is 100. And this volume no, sorry, my bad. No, this is the, not this. We don't know what the height is because they're asking you for the height or the depth, right? So your height will stay as it is, right? We know A squared is 100, and we know that the volume is 800, right? So that's 800 cm cubed is equals to root 3 over 4 multiplied by 100 over 1 multiplied by height. And we are just going to make height the subject of the formula, right? This would be height is equal to 800, right, divided by, open bracket, root 3 over 4 multiplied by 100 over 1, close bracket, and then close bracket again. Right, so this is what you're going to put in your calculator. Open bracket 800 divided by, and the next open bracket, root 3 over 4 multiplied by 100. This is 0.4, 1.100 is 25. So you could also say height is equal to 800 divided by 25 root 3. You can put this in your calculator as well. 25 root 3, and you get height is equal to 18.48 centimeters, and that is your answer. So your height when your volume is 800 is your height is equal to 18.48 centimeters. Just to explain or further explain this, if I had 800 centimeters cubed is equals to 3 over 4 multiplied by 100, root 3 over 4 multiplied by 100 multiplied by h, I could have said 0.41, 0.125. So now I have 800 cm cubed is equals to root 3 by 25 is 25 root 3 multiplied by h. Then I'm going to make h the subject by carrying across, multiply by root 3 over 25, which is going to turn to divide. So height would be 800 all divided by 25 root 3, and you will still get the same answer. Right? That is the next way that you can do it. They said the diagram below shows the net of a container when it is open. So the container that we had above, they open it, and this is what it's going to be. So we know, again, right, that from here to here is E, and because it's equilateral, this is also E, and this is also E. So the length from B to C would be, so BC is equals to 3E. And they told you, hence, ABC or ABCD is a square. So that means AB is 3A, AD is 3A, and BDC is 3E. Right? Then we know right, so we can find area of your square. So area of your square, ABCD, would be side times side, which is 3A multiplied by 3A, side times side, which is 9A squared, right? So you know that ABC is 9A squared. Then the area of this triangle was already found from above, right? You can say area of your triangle was 0.433A squared. We found that out before, right? So if that was one triangle, but how many triangles are there? The area of two triangles would be 2 multiplied by 0.4333A squared. So 2 multiplied by 0.4333 is going to be 0.866A squared. So my total area would be 9A squared plus 0.866A squared, which would be 9, because A is the units are the same, both of them have A squared, we can say the total area is 9.866A squared, right? Right, so this is how you would do this question right here. Right, number 2 is flagship movie rentals charge an annual membership fee plus an additional fee for the weekly rental for each movie. The graph below shows the total fee as it varies with the number of movies rented. Right? So they want, using the graph, fill in the missing values of the table. So if your total fee is 75, if we look at 75, first off, let's see. Right? We want to know how much spaces would be 75. So we know 50 is equal to how much spaces? 5. So, where is my, right. If 50 is equal to 5, then 1 is equal to 5 over 10, 5 over 50, sorry, which is 1/10. And then therefore, we want to know how much is 75. 75, this will tell us how many spaces, right? That's 1 over 10 multiplied by 75, which is 7.5. And we count at 7.5, right? We see that the number of movies rented, 75 is that point here. If we look at our x-axis, that is actually 0 movies. So 75 is 0 movies. So we can say that 75 is the fee that they asked for before you joined. Right? Then they're going to ask for 50. The total number of rented movies is 50. So we use 50 here. 50 would be in the middle here. So we're going to look at the shapes. We're going to go up here. Right, and then when we go across, right, that is, we know that is, hold on, let me just go down. Then we're going to go across. Right. So first off, we can do this now. We know, again, this is on your y-axis, that how many spaces is that? We have 5, 10, 15, 16 and a half. Right? So we want to know 16 and a half. So 5 spaces is equal to 50. So 1 space, right, so 1 space was 50 over 5, which is 10. Right? So we have, this is 150, so this would be, hold on, let me, so we have 5, 10, 15, 16. So 16 spaces would be 10 by 16, right? So 16 spaces would be 10 multiplied by 16, which is equal to 160. So that would be your answer for at 50, right? 160. Then we're going to look at this here. They said B, the total fees T is related to the number of movies V. Now, if we look at this here, guys, we can clearly see that this actually means Y is equals to MX plus C. So if we look at it, they're asking for values C and values M. M is your gradient, and C is your y-intercept. Now for this question, because this is 1 mark, I wouldn't say don't do too much of work in it. Your y-intercept is where your line crosses your y-axis. It crosses your y-axis at 75. So C, in this case, which is your y-intercept, is equal to 75. Right? And then if we look at part 2, they ask you for M, which is a gradient. That is easy. Your gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Right? When we look at that, our graph, we have, I'm going to use this line here, which is 0, 75, and this, which one? Right here, which is 180 and 400. So the two coordinates that I'm going to use is, let me put this in pink, that is this one here, which is 75, 0, 75, and this coordinate right here, which is 180, 400. 180, 400. Right? So let us use those two coordinates. Right? So we're going to use 0, 75, and then 180, 400. You're going to put this in this. This is, I'll call this x2, y2. I'll call this x1, y1. So now we have 400 minus 75, all divided by 180 minus 0. So 400 minus 75 is 325 over 180. Right, so when you find your gradient, this is your gradient, 129 over 56. Right, and that would be it for this question. Right, let's look at this. To complete the following, according to the graph, the annual fee is 75, because remember we saw that for 0 movies you have to pay 75. Right, and they said, and to rent 1 movie for 1 week is, we know that so we know one of the coordinates was 180 and 400, right? So for 180 movies, it was 400, but this includes your membership fee, so we're going to minus 75. So 180 is equals to 325. So 1 would be 325 divided by 180, which is what we found before, or the answer that we got before. And because this is in dollars, this would be $1.81. Right? So this is equal to $1.81. That would be the cost of 1 movie. This is your gradient. Then they say Brooke and her family budgeted $700 for renting a movie for the year. Using an equation or otherwise determine the maximum number of movies she can rent. So we know that your gradient is 1.81. So 1.81x, remember, is y is equals to mx plus c, right? Plus 75, which is your y-intercept, is equal to how much she's spending, which is 700. Right? So we're going to find for x, right? How much did she spend? So if 1.81 by x is equals to 700 minus 75, right? So 1.81 x would be 700 minus 75 is 625. So x would be 625 divided by, you can either put 1.81 or you can put the decimal we had here, which is 129 over 56, right? And let's put 129 over 56 just to get a correct answer, right? But you could put 1.81. You're supposed to get a, or you could put 625 divided by 1.81. And both of them are relatively, you're getting close answers. You kind of have point something of a movie, so your answer will be 345 movies if your budget is 700, right? Then we look at this at the register. Right Star movie rentals. There's no membership fee, but Brooke will pay $1.95 to rent a movie for 1 week. From which of the two rental clubs would Brooke be able to rent more movies on the same budget? Brooke, her budget is 700, right? So we know that she would be able to rent 345 movies at Right Star. Not Right Star. Was the previous one they were talking about? This one here. What's the name of the this video so here, right? Whatever name it is. Then they ask 1.95 x, we don't know how many movies, is equal to 700. We want to find out what is x. X would be 700 divided by 1.95. And when you divide this, you are going to get 358 movies. So she is getting more movies when she used Right Star Rentals rather than the one that we have above. So the better, show the calculator to just, so she would be able to rent 358 movies from Right Star in comparison to 345 from the next movie store. And that is the end of January 2021.